Hello, Buncombe Street family. I hope that you are all doing well in these strange and unusual times that we find ourselves living in. Today I come to you to give you an update from our Reopen Task Force. As I was thinking about the information that I wanted to share with you today, I was reminded of a story, a nursery rhyme, a song, if you will, that I learned early in my life in Sunday school. And maybe you learned it too. It goes like this. Here's a church, here's a steeple. Open the doors and see all the people. That song, that nursery rhyme reminds us that yes, the church building and the church facilities are very important. They're important tools for us to live out our faith. They're important spaces for us to join for worship and the fellowship. But the building really is not the church. The people is what makes the church. Over the last 5 months, I've had conversation after conversation with people who at some point will say something like, I hate that the church is closed. And I'll remind them that the church building may be closed, the church facility may be closed, but the church is not closed. The church, the people, has simply been dispatched or scattered out into the world. That's where we find ourselves here at Buncombe Street. We're dispatched and we're scattered out into the world. We're not able to come together inside the church building, but we are still the church. We're serving our community. We're growing in our relationship with God through online services and online devotions and online small group meetings. We're also continuing to be the church by taking precautions to help one another stay safe and healthy. These precautions, I pray, will be seen as signs of love for one another, love for those in our community. The Reopen Task Force would love nothing more than for us to be in in-person worship and fellowship, but due to the coronavirus, that's not safe for us to do at this time. Greenville County is currently rated high in all 3 viral impact categories by South Carolina DHEC. The Reopen Task Force is praying for all of those who've been affected by the virus. We're also praying that the virus will be taken away from us and that the numbers would decrease so that we could get back in person. Until that time, we continue to work as a task force. And we've come up with a plan of how we can reopen and regather safely and hopefully in the weeks to come. We've put together 4 phases. In phase 1, the staff will come back to both campuses. Small groups will begin meeting in homes or outside with social distant guidelines and masks being worn. We'll continue to offer all of our virtual offerings. In phase 2, we'll begin to worship in person again. And we'll take all the precautions necessary for us to open up all 3 services at least once on Sunday. Now, when we come back to worship, please know that things will not look the same. Things will be different. And we'll make sure before we open that you understand what those differences will be and that you'll have a vision of what to expect when you come to church on Sunday morning. In phase 3, we'll add additional services as needed. And we'll open up the building and the facility to allow people to move around more freely. And lastly, phase 4, all in-person activities will begin again. They'll start back. And we'll be able to move freely around the whole building and campus. We'll also continue to offer our online worship opportunities for those who might not feel safe coming back to the church. We'll move through these phases in concert with the Greenville County School System, who are following the recommendations of South Carolina DHEC. My prayer for us as a church is that during this time we would remember those vows we took when we joined the church, to uphold and support the church with our prayers, our presence, our service, our gifts, and our witness. My prayer for us is that during this time we would continue to be the church. Continue to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. Thank you.